I hope you all are fine and taking the precaution against the coronavirus. So students, today is the Saturday. So in Saturday there is a doubt clearing session. So in today's session, I'll take the one topic from the lesson number 11, pressure. What is that topic? That topic is the manometer. Okay students. So before forwarding to our main topic, first I want to tell you that in the previous sessions we have learned that in chapter number 11, pressure, that the pressure is exerted by the solid, liquid as well as the gases. So if you want to measure the pressure, so how you can measure pressure? So here in this case, suppose you have a liquid. So how you can measure the pressure which is exerted by the liquid? We have already seen that the liquid exerts pressure from downward side, which is known as the buoyant force, while from the upward side. So what is exactly a manometer? So students, in today's session we are going to learn and revise this manometer. So for measuring the temperature, there is the device, that is the thermometer. So just like that, for measuring the pressure of liquid, students, again I repeat, for measuring the pressure of liquid, the device is used, that device is known as manometer. So how it is look? See students, just like this manometer is look. So here first we will see about the construction of this manometer and then the working. So how the manometer looks like? See students, if you look at this picture, you will see that there is a U tube, that means U shape like tube. So students, what is the manometer? The construction of manometer is, manometer consists of a glass tube. Manometer is made up of glass tube which is bent to a U shape. See over here. Manometer, it is a glass tube which is bent to a U shape. So initially this tube is filled with the manometric fluid, means liquid. Again students, I repeat that this manometer is used for the measurement of pressure which is exerted by the liquids only. So initially this tube is filled with the manometric fluid. Manometric fluid means it is any kind of liquid. So that liquid means any kind of liquid means whether that liquid is oil, water or the sugar solution, whatever maybe it is. So the liquid which we use is different kinds. Means suppose we here filled the manometric fluid like the oil. So the fluid which you used over here, that fluid possesses something density. So you should know that the density of that fluid. Again student, I repeat, what is the construction of this manometer? The manometer consists of a glass tube which is bent in the U shape. Initially what we have to do here, we have to first, this tube is filled, we have to initially fill this tube with the manometric fluid so that the level of the fluid is same in both the limbs. See, this is white color is the liquid which is filled in the U-tube manometer, and the level of these two limbs is same. The level of these two limbs is same. See over here students. So the manometric fluid in the U-tube may be, oil, water or mercury. Whatever may be the liquid we can use over here. So the oil we can use over here, water we can use over here, or mercury whose density should be known. Means whose density we should know. Okay, so suppose we know the density of oil, then we can use it over here. So in this case there are two limbs, students. There are two limbs, limb L1 and L2. Okay, so there are two limbs in the manometer, L1 and L2, and in between these two limbs there is a graduated scale is fixed. In between these two limbs, a graduated scale is fixed between these two. Why this scale is used? This I will tell you in the further slides. So students, when both the limbs, see L1 and L2, when both these two limbs are exposed to same pressure medium, then the fluid level in the two limbs will be equal. Just like this. When both the limbs are exposed to same pressure, if the liquid has the same pressure, means whenever we fill that liquid, okay, in this U-tube, the levels should be same. So what happens, students? Now let us measure the pressure of air trapped inside this tube. As this tube is half filled, so the uppermost part has the air. Okay, students. So suppose here the limb L1 is open to the atmospheric pressure. The L1 limb is open to the atmospheric pressure, means the air can be entered through this opening so that it exerts pressure on the liquid and the liquid pressure goes on increasing. Okay, students. So in this way, first what we have to do over here, see the limb L1 is open to the atmospheric pressure and the limb L2 is connected to the rubber tube. This limb L2, see over here, student, this limb L2 is connected to the rubber tube. Now this rubber tube consists of a clip. See, this rubber tube consists of a clip to make it as tight. See over here. It consists of a clip to make it as tight after the air is blown through it. Whenever the air is blown through it, so that air cannot go back. That's why we used over here one clip. Okay, students. Now the pressure of air in the L2 is now greater than in the L1. See, students, how this is so? Again, student, I repeat what we have to do over here. I repeat from the first, student. Okay, as this topic is little bit hard, so I repeat over here, student. See, students, we have to measure the pressure of water in that column. Okay, now the limb L2 is connected with the rubber tube. Okay, so here there are the two limbs L1 and L2. In between that two limbs there is the graduated scale. So here this L2 limb is connected with the rubber tube. See, just like this. This limb L2 is connected with the rubber tube. Now the end of this tube, that means that rubber tube consists of a funnel. See, just like this funnel. What we have to do? We have to connect a rubber tube towards the limb L2, L1 limb. The uppermost end of the L1 limb should be open. L2 limb possesses or connect with the rubber tube, and to that rubber tube there is the end of that tube consists of a funnel closed with this rubber sheet. Okay. Now students, the tube is then inserted in a beaker of water whose pressure is to be determined. Suppose we have to determine the pressure of water, so we have to first take water in a beaker. Afterwards, this tube, this rubber tube with funnel is inserted over here. See, it is inserted in that beaker but not touching towards the bottom, student. See over here. It is first inserted only in the beaker. Okay. Beaker which containing the water whose pressure is to be determined. Now the rubber tube with this funnel is pressed down. This rubber tube you have to press down towards the bottom, just like this fashion. Now it is touched to the bottom. So you have to, so the rubber tube is with the funnel is pressed down so that the pressure is induced. If you press it down in the water towards the bottom side, so that the pressure is induced through the rubber sheet to that tube. Okay, so the pressure is induced. Now what you have to see? You will see that, what you will see that, student? You will see that if you touch this end of the funnel to the bottom of this flask, what you will see that the level of water in the L1 gate rises. See over here, the level of water in the L1 limb here rises. Before that level was same, equal, but when we exerts pressure, V means water, when the water exerts pressure, due to that pressure that level of water will increase in the limb 1. So the manometric level in the L1 rises and simultaneously the level in the L2, see students, the level of the water in the L2 gate slows down, falls down. So the difference between these two. So the difference between these two readings on the graduated scale is known as height. So we can see over here how in the limbs 2 how water is falls. So that fall of water is taken as height, and this height of water. Okay students, and this height of water. Got it? So the difference between the readings in the graduated scale is the height h. So the pressure of water column then afterwards calculated. The pressure of water column then afterwards calculated. So this is the YouTube manometer by which we can get the idea about the pressure which is exerted by the liquid. It is the simple device. Okay students, it is the simple device. Now the next one is the barometer. See students, let me tell you that barometer, the construction and the working of barometer is not in your syllabus or is not in your textbook. So here I only introduced you this instrument and what is this instrument. Okay students, so you have to just remember that where barometer is used. So students, what is barometer? See, barometer, it is the instrument just like the manometer, but the barometer is used for measuring the atmospheric pressure, the pressure which is exerted by the air. In case of manometer, what the manometer measures? Manometer measures the pressure which is exerted by the liquid. Okay students, but in the manometer, it is the device which is measure the pressure exerted by the atmosphere or the air. That means it can measure the atmospheric pressure. Again student, I repeat, what is the basic difference between the manometer and barometer? Manometer, M. Manometer measures the pressure which is exerted by the liquid, while barometer, B, it can measure the pressure which is exerted by the air, that is atmospheric pressure is measured by the barometer. So, the first measurement of this atmospheric pressure was done by the scientist Evangelista Torricella in 1643. So, what he do? He immerse this glass tube into the water, which is sealed with one end and open with other end, and into the container of mercury. Where it is placed? Here it is placed into the container of mercury. So, the atmospheric pressure then force that mercury to rise into the tube. When you invert, simple logic is there student, when you invert any kind of tube or invert any empty bottle inside the water, at that time what will happen? The water from that tank will come into that bottle, but it exerts something pressure. So what is that pressure? What is that atmospheric pressure? That was measured by this instrument, or that is measured by this instrument known as barometer. So in your syllabus the construction and working is not over there, but you have to just remember that the atmospheric pressure is measured with the help of barometer. Okay students? Now students, I hope you all understand these two topics, means single one topic, manometer. So in your textbook there is not the textbook shows that the construction of manometer means the overall idea about the manometer. So the information which I give over here is excess of your textbook, means it is the additional information about the manometer, how it is measured, etc. So you have to just remember that manometer is U-shaped like tube, and it is measure the pressure which is exerted by the liquid. So you have to just remember that the construction of manometer. Okay students? So this is all about the manometer and where the barometer is used. So thank you.